What's up, my people? This is ShowBizz, the adult. Come on in, man. Come on in. The water is delicious. Come on in. Have some updates for you. Logan, what's going on, man? What's going on, my brother? Release date. That's it. That's all you need. That's all you need to know. I'm gonna let some more people come in. Oh my God. I'm got a little lint ball right here. Gordo, what's going on, man? Let everybody come in for a while. Let the room fill up. Yeah, Logan, that was a classic, man. I love that fight. That was a classic. Off Kilter, what's going on with you, Playboy? You know, I'm still ailing. I'm all right. True IQ, what's going on? Ken, what's up? The amount of power, strength, stamina. All right, man, hold those questions for a minute. Let more people come in. Andrew, what's going on? Herbert, what's going on, man? Rob, dog, much love to you, too. That's my man's Rob. Rob? What's up, bro? Release date for the game. Hold on, let some more people come on there. Let's a few more people, just a few more. I don't want to cheat anybody, man. Have them asking the same questions over and over, man. But Q will be on soon too, if he's not on right now. Andrew, what's up, man? Been far too long. Combat, sport, games, what's going on, man? Much love to you, brother. Have a question? Where my shirt? Hey, Q, dog. You on the hot seat, Playboy. You on the hot seat. Oh, my God. Strapping up my knee right now. I don't want to pull anything. I don't want any questions just coming too hard. I don't want to pull anything. All right, man. I'm going to let some people. So, look, first and foremost, let's talk about this release date, all right? News on the beta. We're going to talk about that too. So let's talk about the release date. I know, Rob, you ready to go home, aren't you? Congratulations to Rob. He just had a baby, a strong baby boy, beautiful baby boy, man. Congratulations to you. So, release date. We don't have a release date specifically, but we do know that it's coming out 2019. Okay, so that's the release date. You have my shirts? Like the shirt or a different shirt? So here's the thing. Release date 2019. As far as the beta has been pushed out, and Q's going to talk more about that. But essentially, generally, this is why. We had some reassessments. We looked at a few things. We saw what the people want, and we came across some dynamic situations when it came to graphics, okay? So we bumped into a huge improvement in graphics. Not to say that the graphics were bad, the graphics were great, but we came across something that just jumped it up even further, all right? And we're assessing that, and it looks like that's the direction that we're going to go. So there's a few things had to get mapped out as far as the graphics itself. And I mean, it's just awesome news. Also, the roster. There's been, I don't know how much Q is going to talk to this, but there's been some big deals made as far as the roster, and you guys are going to be extremely happy. I'm talking about excited, like amazing. I'm happy. Okay. So there's going to be the roster improvement was huge. What's up, David? Because the roster improvement and because of the change in the improvement in the graphics, we decided to push out the beta. That didn't really change. We knew the release date was going to be 2019 anyway, but as far as the beta, we decided to push it out because we want to give you guys as much quality as possible. As far as any questions, I think I saw a few questions. One was create a boxer. That was something that we initially were against, period. Why? Because we are so close to the boxing game that we wanted a game to be simulation, and we wanted it to represent what you saw. And the best way to do that was to have the combat go a certain way. And it had to be realistic. And what we feared was when you create a boxer, you just have these crazy stats and then the fight doesn't go in a realistic way, and it ruins what the movement we have and what the authenticity and what we're trying to do with Hardknock Nights. But we're thinking of innovative ways to allow for create a boxer and for it not to be too cartoony. Like I said, there's a lot of things that happen in Fight Night. There's a lot of things that happen in games prior where we just didn't want those Bishop Foster type of fighters. We didn't want that tattoo crazy purple hair and just, spamming a straight right that's knocking people out because you put so much on a certain punch. We try to stay away from that. We wanted the fights to look like a true boxing match. But we're coming up with ways to work around that. So now create a boxer's in the air. Absolutely. TK. So, female boxers definitely in the game. Definitely in the game. So, TK, I'm going to say this for sure. And like I said, with the NDAs, I'm waiting for Q to jump on. But calling the fight and a fighter being hurt. All right. We do have an approach on knockouts and TKOs that resembles what really happens. Now you're asking about a mini game that dictates if a fight gets called off or not, or if there's something you have to do to prove yourself. Yes, there will be something you will have to do to prove yourself to be cognizant. You saw that in the Tyson Fury fight where he had to walk to show that he had his head together, to prove that he could go on with the fight. And those things are in boxing. And since they're in boxing, we want to represent that in the game. So definitely, like I said, definitely lateral movement. We want our game to resemble what happens in a true boxing match as much as possible. And a lot of games never had that. So like I said, there's never been a boxing game before. Essentially, there's never been a boxing game before. What else we got? Woo. Good lemonade, ShowBizz the kid. Until now, True IQ. That's right, man. So the release day is 2019. Career mode. There will be a career mode. The career mode, we kicked that around our table, and we were wondering about story mode, career mode. How do you want it done? So we asked a lot of questions from boxers as far as what made them a boxer. Okay, so the career mode is going to represent a few boxers that we've interviewed and what it takes to be a boxer, the story. And what we saw consistently was that most boxers aren't born with a silver spoon in their mouths, right? So fighters are usually born and not made. So we're gonna have a career mode. I'm not gonna give the details though. No, 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 no. We don't have a specific date for 2019. The good thing, there will be amateur boxing. Can you get knocked out of the ring? Um, there's an actual answer to that, but the answer to that makes our game very unique. And I'm not sure if I want to give that away. How about this? Um, wow. How about this? The game is going to be simulation. So what you see in boxing is what you see in the game. That's the best way, because there's things that we don't want to show that it's a huge cherry on the sundae that's going to separate us from other boxing games that we just don't want to let out yet. It's very, very big. So yes, promoters will be in the game. I understand you, AC. I feel you, AC. AC, he represents what will be highlighted in the game as well. All right, so boxing, if you listen to Keith Thurman, I make fun of Keith Thurman all the time, but when you listen to Keith Thurman talk, Keith Thurman always say we got injured, we had a game plan, we did this, we did that, because boxing is actually a team thing. All right, so yes, it's one-on-one inside of the ring, but you do have a team, and that's what AC represents. AC represents that side of boxing that's definitely going to be highlighted in the game, as far as promoters, trainers, and stuff like that. I'm not going to say if Amir Khan is in the game or not. So spamming. What we're trying to do when it comes to spamming, what we're trying to do is, if you throw if you throw one thing too many times, it's not effective. But it's not effective as far as if you throw one thing too many times in a real fight, you will become telegraphed. So it opens you up to really get hurt. So if you try that in Hard Knock Nights, call yourself, and too many times isn't that many times. So if you call yourself throwing the right hand 3 times in a row, be careful, for sure. The training is very unique, and the training is so on point as far as your training, changing, improving your skill set and stuff like that, of course. But it's going to mimic, and this is why we have real trainers in the game. It's going to mimic the training that really goes on, and it's going to be a thing that you can actually learn when playing the game. You can learn a few things like side steps, how that help hitting what's open on the bag and stuff like that. Just countering how that is effective. All those things are highlighted in the training, and it can help you actually improve as a fighter, or help you understand what fighters are doing when you watch them fight. Inside fighting is extremely important for us. Extremely important. When you're talking about clinching and inside fighting, that's extremely important. It's extremely important, because we don't want one thing to be effective. Okay, so if you're like an Ali, if you pick an Ali type of fighter, Ali type, not saying that Ali's in the game, but if you're fighting with a rangy fighter, that guy shouldn't really have that much more of an advantage than if you know how to fight on the inside. So a rangy fighter should try to stay out of the inside. You know what I'm saying? Because if you fight in the inside against somebody like James Toney, you should be getting ate up if you know what you're doing. You know, so we're going to, style makes fights, and we're going to highlight that in our game. Absolutely. Chavez, stuff like that. Um, the price is being evaluated. I can't give too much away on the price either, um, because it kind of gives away our form. But it's going to be very affordable. How about that? Adrian Broner to go. Actually, I'm not opposed to reaching out to Adrian Broner. He's not in the game right now. $65. It's gonna be cheaper than that. It's cheaper than that for sure. So you're asking, okay, so the style sets. You talking about when you create a boxer or when you have the boxer you select is going to be them. Period. It's going to be how they box. Um, so if you pick a fighter, let's say Samuel Vargas. If you pick Samuel Vargas, he's going to fight like Samuel Vargas. All right. Now, when you talk about create a boxer, the styles, that's what we're thinking about that too. We're thinking about animations. We're thinking about does the style determine the punching style? Does it determine the chin attributes? You know, what does it determine? Um, so create. What is Errol Spence? What do you think Errol Spence is? A boxer puncher? Is he a slugger? What's Errol Spence? A pressure fighter? Is pressure fighter different than a slugger? Is an inside fighter different than a slugger? You know, for me, I think about all those things in that much detail. So, you know, I'm very cautious in how I'm approaching this create a boxer thing. Boxer puncher. So what does that mean? That means that he can knock you out as he's boxing, kind of like a Tommy Hearns or like a Sugar Ray Robinson type of thing, right? Marvin Hagler type of thing. So then you think about animations. So what does that mean? How does that dictate the way the punches come out? Does that dictate the attributes, the stats? What does it dictate? I mean, I would like to ask you guys, you know, when it comes to create a boxer and how you want it to be. Yeah, Fury won. Yeah, Fury won. Right. So what you're asking is right. We want that. We want you to have your name announced for sure. What you're asking is, are there going to be points in the face or timing where if you hit that point at a certain time, you can go to sleep? That right now, that is very much involved in the game. But what we're trying to do, what you don't want though, is for people online, when you're playing online, they have that so figured out that they just wait and both people are just waiting to land that punch. We don't want that. So we're trying to see how random it could be and how true it can be. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we're trying to not have gimmick gameplay. Headshots and body shots are two different blocks, of course. Well, not of course, but it is. Absolutely, Andrew. That's the thing we wanted to be cognizant about. You know, we didn't want to say, okay, man, we said December, let's push this game out no matter what. We want this thing to be right. We want to do boxing right. We decided to push out the beta. Clark, what's going on, man? Yeah, man. Yeah, you know, you how does stamina work? Um, Stamina, yeah, there's a storyline. Stamina, um, what you don't want stamina to be, much love, AC. Hey, I get at you, man. I'll holler at you later. What you don't want stamina to be is I don't want to give too much of what make Hard Knock Nights unique. All right, because we don't want to have other people borrow this. But what you don't want is for the stamina bar to be a bar that's slowly going down. You don't want it to be that way because Next Future, what's up? Because what happens, people have a second win all the time. People take rounds off all the time. You kind of want stamina to be a fluctuating thing. You definitely want it to digress over time, but you want it to fluctuate, right? The stamina will be important. Ryan, you're funny. Yeah, I don't want arms to go through the body either. Why would I want that? True, true, true. Damage taken, stuff like that. It all depends on what the fighter's doing. A lot of those things. Okay, so Jason, what you're asking is about legends. Um, Initially, there were not going to be any legends in the game. It was just going to be current boxers, and we said that because we wanted new fans of the sport. We wanted fans of the sport now. But not to say these people are in the game, but how fun would it be to have Sonny Liston against Deontay Wilder, right? So legends are truly being discussed at this point. Brian, what's going on? Yeah. So Clark, age play a factor. The thing about Hard Knock Nights Live and the whole idea was that it's live. Okay, so the record change. When you talk about box rec and stuff like that, the record change. And as your age change and your record change and what's going on, your stats change. And that's how we wanted to approach the game. So not only does age dictate, change the fighter, their attributes, but their record also. If a fighter, his last 5 fights, he got knocked out the last 3, okay, his chin stats go down. All right, so that's why it's live. We want everything live and what's going on right now. And that's why Legends was something that was an afterthought. But now we're really considering that. Who is on the cover? That is being hashed out right now, which is why, like I said, there's been some huge deals done with the roster, and that changed some things. Yeah, not just slower as far as punches, but how about reflexes? Dodge a punch. Your chin, stuff like that. Um, so so oh, that's a good question, Davo. That's a good question. We haven't really thought about that yet. So head movement. Um, yeah, you need head movement is effective, right? You can't be just doing this all day because how tired are you going to get? You know what I'm saying? But head movement is effective. 87, you're funny. Juice, what's going on? Soundtrack, man. We're working on it, man. Multiple titles and belts. Yes, especially online. Trailer. Yes. Yes. I was thinking Q can tell you for sure. I was pushing for January. Um, but Q will let you know for sure. Swelling and stoppages. I feel you, Jason. Keith will probably do that. What's up, regulator? What's going on with you, Playboy? Come on, Chase. Come on, Chase, man. What else y'all got? Oh, don't forget, man, I'll be on tomorrow for the Lomachenko fight and on the 15th for the Canelo and Samuel Vargas and all that. Oh, are there any games out there? The story mode. Official boxing gloves in the game. We have sponsorship. We have sponsorship. Yeah, I know, Ryan. I heard about that, man. I heard about that. I feel you somewhere. I feel you. No, right now, no. Tattoos, yes. Right now, no. The gloves doesn't affect. No, not now. It doesn't affect your skills. How many weight classes can you go up and down? We haven't figured that into it yet. That's not a part of our discussion yet. Many different knockdowns. Right now, we're working on, it's over 100. Like, we're working on many different knockdowns right now. You should see the guy taking the falls. That's the funny thing. Watching him take these falls and us recording it is funny. Referee mode. We never even thought about that. That's dope, though. That's a dope idea. Yeah. So, I'm not sure if you guys saw the live stream where we had the cameraman, and he takes a lot of pictures of the fights for us. He gets real close on ringside, and he takes these very close shots, these pictures, and we study those to see what punch, how much sweat flies off when there's a jab, and how much sweat depending on how late in the fight it is. Okay, so as you can imagine, in the 8th round, they're sweating more than they are doing in the 2nd round. So when they get hit with a hard shot in the 8th round, more sweat fly off. And how much sweat is that? And what we found out was there's a lot of sweat. So we definitely want that in the game. Absolutely, TK. Injuries that affect future fights. We didn't consider that yet. That's a good one. The get up system is a mini game. BK, I hate BK, dog. Heart. Yes, heart is something, but we call it something else. We're not calling it heart. We call it something else, and that is a magnificent part of the game too. But I'm not going to describe what happens there because that's another thing that's very unique to our game that separates us from other games. But yeah, heart is something, and it's just the way the idea we came up with is just magnificent. But yeah, that's an attribute. The beta's been pushed out. Yep. Yep, Dingo. That's a yes. Ring girls, true ring girls that are true, real ring girls are going to be in a game. Absolutely. Dave-O, thanks, man. Thanks, man. Bless. But you know, we want it to be epic, which is why we're working we're working so hard on it. The sound, the crowd is genuine. The sounds are genuine. Yeah, man, we're working so hard on it being innovative and it being organic and real. And we found out, yeah, and a ring announcer. We found out a true ring announcer. We found out um, that there hasn't really been a game, a boxing game that includes everything that is boxing. There hasn't been a boxing game that includes all the things that is boxing, man. Like when we go to these fights, it's kind of like there hasn't been a game that reflects this. And it was very, very important. It was very important. Judging. Now, you talking about, yeah, how does the judge now, bro, this is one of those things. This is one of those things that we really, 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 really is like narrowing down. So right now in boxing, there's something called effective punches. And that really dictates who won the fight. And ring generalship. But Fight Night did it in a way where people start noticing what punches are considered effective, and they only threw those punches, right? So volume is also important too in real life. Percentage is also important. Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder, right? So when it comes to judging, we still don't have that completely figured out yet on how much to weigh on what. But it definitely has to be percentages. How much is weighed if somebody had this many effective punches in a round, but this person had the higher volume. Maybe this person edged this person out. So the math on that is extremely critical to this being a good game. Add corrupt judges? I don't know about that. People may feel sick about that, but commentary is in the game. And we have a guy that already spoke to us that is very, very, he's very willing to be included in the commentary in the game. So that's been confirmed. Can we judge? I don't know about that, but you can watch. I understand that somewhere, but here's the thing, though. There's definitely going to be volume, okay? And when you say quality, check this out. Check this out. Yes, there's amateurs, and this is what I want to tell somewhere. And I want to tell anybody who just want to play with the big shots. We have big shots in the game, but we also have guys who, like Lee Reeves, we also have guys who are 1-0, who's in the game, who can be future greats, and you've played with them since the beginning. That is very important to us. It is very important that we create new fans for these new boxers. Okay, UFC has it. They have it with the Ultimate Fighter. They have it where you follow these people and get to know these people. That's what we're doing in the game. So yes, there are great fighters. We're already thinking about legends, but there's also amateurs, people that you follow. And maybe you want to watch them fight. No, there's no stop. No tag team. Next future, yeah. Not only, it better be better than Fight Night, man. Fight Night is 9 years ago. That's 9 years ago. I am a referee in the game, 87. Hold up real quick. I think somebody left a piece of it. Hold on real quick. you don't have the game on, do you? You don't have the game on, do you? Your piece is burnt. You hear me? Hello. Ugh. All right. Game players first. Yeah, game players first, and then roster a second. Yeah, Juice, I'm a ref in the game. Yeah, it got to be better than UFC. All right, so as far as it being better than Fight Night, dude, like I said, we look at the issues that Fight Night made. We want to capitalize on that, but at the same time, it has to be better than a 10-year-old game. It has to be. If it's not better than a 10-year-old game, we have to improve on it. You know, it has to be better than a 10-year-old game. I'm sorry. Like, come on, dog. Yeah, dude. I mean, I would keep working on it until it's, come on. Fight Night is very much arcade, even when they move, how they moved around the ring. Unlock guest referees. You may not have to unlock them, so to speak. There will be other referees. We've been developing the game. This is year 2. We're going on the 2nd year. Absolutely. I absolutely agree with that. Yeah, they can get up buzzed. Absolutely. Tank tops in the game. There's amateur gear and there's female gear. Yes. Real deal boxing better than how does switching stance affects. Okay, here's the thing. When you switch stance in UFC, does that affect if you're fighting somebody and they switch stance on you, does that affect you? If it does, it will affect you in this game. How did I get into the game? Well, okay, understand this. Okay, so I'm going to answer 2 questions. 2 years developing the game. Understand that the game was being developed and then new ideas came, then it was broke down and then redeveloped and broke down and then thrown like, I mean, this game is just becoming iron, okay? As far as how I got involved, Canadapp Studio reached out to me due to the ideas I had for, you guys remember when all my show business partners from back when, you remember when I was doing Fight Night and trying to save Fight Night and bring Fight Night back and giving ideas on what Fight Night should do. Well, Canadapp Studio reached out and was like, hey man, those ideas are awesome. You want to work with us on this new game? So then I started throwing my ideas out there and it became, yeah, y'all remember, it became this organic, this chemistry. And once again, the game was kind of broke down and rebuilt again. You know? So, you know, now it's getting it's getting real serious. It's getting real serious. Man, you're funny. Oh, man, much love. Black Son, the rapper, what's going on with you, man? What's going on? We doing a little question, little updates and questions. I'm waiting on Q, though. Thanks, Andrew. Thanks, man. And I think David, for sure. Like I said, I'm as much of a fan as you guys are of boxing games. So, it got to a point where it was time to make one. Here's the thing about Steve Willis. Do you guys know I have an NDA? So like I said, I can't say too much about the roster, but I can say this. Do you guys know that Steve Willis and I talk very often? Like, Steve Willis and I are like this. Due to those videos that I've made about him, he actually thought they were funny. So Steve Willis is a very funny guy. We match eyes. He's hilarious. We joke all the time. So that's a hint. All right. But I'm not going to confirm. But him and I are very close friends. Very close friends. Yeah. He's my eye brother. He's my eye brother, dog. Yeah, Andrew. Steve Willis, the ref. That's how fight as Steve Willis. No, can't fight as Steve Willis. But yeah, so our game has been mentioned in Forbes magazine now. So that's a blessing. So we're starting to get the viewership, and people are starting to know more and more about Hardknock Nights Live and what's going on with us. So expect news that's going to be outside of my channel. The game has gotten big enough to where you may hear it from other resources outside my channel. Oh, man, I'm missing so many things and flying so fast. I will, you know what? Let's get off Steve Willis before round for round boxing just added Zab Judah. Nice. Yeah, I as far as round for round, I do know round for round seems like they're working. Okay. I need to look them up. I haven't caught up on round. I've been so busy doing Hardknock Nights Live. But that's a great thing if they got Zab Judah. That's an awesome thing because who wouldn't want to play with Zab? And I know they got the G-Man too. That was huge. That was huge because I've never seen the G-Man in the game. So much love to round for round and what they're doing. Much love to what they're doing, for sure. I know. So here's the thing about the Kickstarter. The Kickstarter was our first thought. All right, and we still think about doing that a bit. I think it was a moral thing. I think what we were trying to do was give to you guys. That's why we're giving away T-shirts and we're giving the game out for free and all these things. The objective was to give, right? So we had an issue with asking, but it seems as though you guys want to be a part of it. So that's why the Kickstarter isn't completely off the table anymore. But before it was like, nah, man, we're going to do what we do, invest the way we invest, and we're going to give to the fans, and they're just going to receive because it's been 10 years or so without a boxing game. They're just going to sit back, get the game for free, get T-shirts, fight for real belts, get stuff handed to their home. Everything is going to be for the fans. But we didn't consider the fact that the fans would like to be a part of it. I get so many emails with fans giving me ideas with fans saying, hey, man, I would just here's a song. Can you put this on the soundtrack? I just want to be a part of it. So, yeah, BK, it's real belts. So, you know, we have to take that into consideration now. We have to take that into consideration. 2019. Fight Night Remaster is being made. I mean, I hope so. I hope so. Flurries and combinations, big part of the game. That's all I'm going to say. Huge part of the game. That was something that we thought early as being something that makes the game fun. It's a big part of the game. But how I feel about Fight Night Remaster. Like I said at Niagara Falls when I first announced this, Fight Night, please come out. Please come out. Come out with a Fight Night Champion 2 or remaster it or something. Come out. Everybody. Project Boxing. We forgot about Project Boxing. Don't forget about Project Boxing is still being made out there. That dude needs to come out with his game. Who's to say that everybody can't play all the boxing they want to play? Who's to say that? You know what I'm saying? I hate monopolies. I hate trying to corner the market. I hate that. I hate customers not having a choice. I hate those things. So I'm all for as many as possible. The more, the better. Absolutely. Join forces and beat EA. Voltron. Come together, Project Boxing. You know, Hardknock nights, round for round. Make Voltron and beat. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Yeah, there you go, David. There you go. That's another reason. That's another reason. If we don't have competition, how do we know to push? How do we know to push the limit or not? You know what I'm saying? I mean, somebody got to be breathing down your neck, or you breathing down someone else's neck. Competition makes for a better product. So everybody got to come out, man. Everybody got to come out. I'm all for it. Yeah. Yeah. Madden is so routine. Madden has been the same game since 2012. Yeah. Yeah. If 2K was allowed to make their boxing game, Madden would be different. I promise you that. Because they'll be striving to make difference, to make improvements. It's not gonna be that expensive, Day. It's not gonna be that expensive. We're not trying to break you guys. That's for sure. Funny. Thanks, Davo. All right, man. The wifey is coming in the house. I just got the text. So y'all still got a lot of questions. So I have to split on you guys, man. Thanks for showing up. Tomorrow will be the Lomachenko fight. Q should be on tomorrow for that. So any more questions that you have tonight, write them down, ask them tomorrow. And if you have questions after that, you can ask them for the Canelo fight as well. So like always, though I'm looking at the Lomachenko fight and doing a live commentary, you can ask Hardknock Nights anytime. All right? Much love to you guys. Thanks for showing up. ShowBizz the adult. I'm out. Huh.